Hey, it's us. Once again. Me, JT.
Mike B.
Right on, Mike B.
That's my name.
Right on. And and we're here for another quickie episode. How long has it been? What, like 2 weeks?
Yeah. Maybe a week and a half.
I guess a week and a half since the last time we talked. I
feel like we real quiet.
Oh, we are?
I don't know. I just feel like we are. Like we talking with our inside voices instead of as if we wanted you guys to hear us.
Oh, but, okay.
I'm
pretty sure they can without talking softly.
Yeah, which made me talk soft. So about to put ourselves to sleep.
Don't blame me.
I follow your lead. You the host. I'm just here.
But the trial has come to an end.
Mm-hmm.
What's today? Monday, and so the trial was Saturday night, or the end of it. I think the jury was out for like 15 hours. Was it like
some around there. Yeah. Deliberated about 15, almost 16 hours.
And we're talking about the Trayvon Martin case, they came back and the verdict was not guilty. Which my thoughts, to me it could have gone either way. I don't know what the little question for the manslaughter was, in the somewhat like 3/4 of the way they were out. I don't know what that. Why that?
Oh, you're saying why the jury came and asked that question about manslaughter, and then Well, maybe if they would have elaborated on what they wanted to ask about manslaughter, then it would have been maybe a different verdict. But since they was like, be more specific, they like, we ain't got time for that.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
Time for that, so we just gonna figure it out ourselves. And if it don't make sense, then
it don't make sense.
Scratch that one out.
But the two parents, they weren't there.
Trayvon's parents.
Yeah, Trayvon's parents, they weren't in the courtroom. Zimmerman was. I was about to say Zimmerman was there. Of course, he was there. His wife and I guess his supporters or his
parents,
family.
Yeah.
And yeah, man.
So
scot free.
What did you think about the verdict, though? You didn't say. You was like my thoughts, but you didn't. Then you started describing the scene.
Yeah, I went to the.
It was dark by 9 o'clock. It was me there. It was nephew Tommy there. Jethro was there too. Was cousin Nikki there? Cousin Nikki was she there? Tell us about your opinion.
I said it.
It could go either way.
50-50. It could have gone. I really wasn't surprised. But the thing was, I'm somewhat, for what I saw, a little, the case, the little pockets that I seen. I don't know the prosecution. Just I don't know. It's just they didn't present. I don't know if I'm saying that like if they didn't present it well, the evidence that was in front of them. I don't think they concentrated on the
I see what you're trying to say. Well,
I mean, because I think it was this is a common sense case to me.
It should have been,
and I think they should have presented it that way. I think they went with different types of evidence, but I don't think they went on common sense. You can win that way in cases also. And I think
it depends. I mean, they could have presented it in a common sense way, but then you also have to look at who you're presenting this information to. It seemed like common sense to us, but if you were on the jury, then you may have taken it a different way, because you don't just have the one, like we were getting mainly the one side of everything, which seemed like factual, but we didn't get all the details. So now they're being bombarded with a lot of details, and they're having to make a decision based off of everything. It still seemed like the trial should have been one.
That's why I said that. That's why I said they should have went a different angle. Should have went the common sense. I don't think they should have just went. It was different evidence that went along with the case.
Right.
But the thing was, I think they would have first started, that like the police told him not to go near him. He wasn't doing anything, and I mean, I think they should have went that route. I mean, this young man is just walking. I mean, suspect or not, he's not doing nothing at the time.
I honestly don't believe that would have made a difference.
You don't think that? What, they're going that angle?
Because even the angle that they went, it seemed like common sense to me. Because the facts of what we know, it's like it's a clear cut. Like you said, he wasn't doing anything wrong, but you followed him, and an altercation transpired of some kind, and you shot him. You were supposed to be patrolling, but once they told you not to follow him, do not pursue him, then you were in the wrong. So you basically started all of this.
You started everything.
So I mean, to me, common sense, like you said, but I don't think the jury. I don't know. I blame the jury. That's just me. I feel like he didn't. The jury was like it's supposed to be Zimmerman's peers, but it was none of us on there. Nobody that was really.
What, it was like 5 white women and a Hispanic.
Yes, which is a weird 6 people jury. Period.
It wasn't a jury of his peers. I know
it was not Trayvon. It was Zimmerman.
It wasn't no black folk. It wasn't even no men.
Right. But they were. I think they were more sympathetic towards him, and I don't know. I just feel like it was no matter what you presented to that jury, their minds were already made up.
That it was Zimmerman's fault. I mean, it wasn't Zimmerman.
Right.
Why would you think that?
I that's what I truly believe.
I mean, but how would you come to that conclusion though?
Because to me, it's about race.
So you
and
think
nobody unless you have somebody on that jury that was sympathetic towards, that understood what it meant to be like black and the struggle that we go through, or just a black male being followed and just discriminated against for no reason, then you can't really get somebody that understands what it's really like. So to them, Trayvon, in my opinion, Trayvon was just some knucklehead, probably up to no good. Just assumptions, even though he didn't do anything wrong from what we know. Based on what everybody's saying, he didn't do anything wrong. But
even on the phone call, he's saying some dude is following me. So he wasn't bothering him.
Right.
It seemed like he's alone. Right. There's nobody with him.
But what else makes sense to you?
It doesn't make sense.
Okay. So I go back to the jury.
I say the prosecution.
They made the deciding factor. I don't think the prosecution.
I
think they did a good job.
You can sway minds.
You can.
You can sway, but I don't think
it depends on the minds you're trying to sway. Can't nobody tell me you can't convince me I ain't black.
Everybody know that you're black.
I know that, but you said you can sway minds, so I don't think certain people you can't sway.
I think for this type of deal, you can sway with how you presented it.
I don't care what they did. I think it's the jury.
I think they concentrated more on the self-defense thing, and I think they played right into the defense hand. Going to they spent time. Was you doing this? Did you shoot like this, or did he have his gun? So they spent too much
time trying to prove that it wasn't self-defense.
Yeah, I think they went to that mode. I think that was the concentration of the whole case. And that's what I'm saying. I think they went away with the common sense part of it. I think they played into the defense hand. All it was a self defense or not, and that's what the jury was going off of. I think when they made that decision, I think they weren't even worried about how it started. They're in the end result. That's how they presented it. The defense did, and they won because they won like, okay, he started the stuff. Now he's on the ground, and his self-defense, and I gotta shoot him now. He might kill me. I don't know, and so that's what I'm saying. The common sense was gone of it. They went to somewhere that it shouldn't have. That was just part of the story, but that wasn't the important part to me. It's always the beginning. What happened at the beginning, and the prosecution didn't start from there.
You don't believe so?
I don't believe so. And so,
But you know, we in this day and time and where we at, you know, it's almost like a heavyweight fight. You not surprised if some bullshit go on. Mm-hmm. You know, that's how I deal with these cases now. You know, it's like
that's the sad part,
NBA
though,
finals
right?
or something. You know, it's some bullshit
where you're not like the verdict was not a surprise to a lot of people, especially a lot of black people. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think even going up to it, we had started preparing ourselves. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he got off because I just don't trust people.
I wouldn't even say I think we even separated from color almost. I wouldn't even say that. I'm not gonna say that.
I think I see what you're trying to say.
I think you know, if it's anybody against a black person, if any type of injustice or something, we know that train is never late to black folk. You know, it's always on time. You know, it's always there.
Whether it's black against black, white against black.
Yeah, it don't matter in this country.
Well, you know,
damn near across the world.
A lot of people were like up in arms about people being so passionate about supporting Trayvon's family, and like, you don't do nothing in your own community. You know, what do you think about those people? Like what they were saying, I can understand kind of where they're coming from. Everybody's being passionate about, you know, what's going on, and everybody has something to say, chiming in on social media. But you don't chime in when something happens close by. But the on the flip side, like a lot of times you hear like once like a shooting happened and so got killed, but that's all you hear. I mean, you never. It's not like it's a big public trial where everybody gets to actually watch what's going on throughout the entire process, where you can actually, you know, lend an opinion.
Yeah.
So I mean, to me, I feel like it's different. What do you think? I can hear you.
I agree. I mean, I really can't elaborate on that one. I mean, you're right.
And then, you know, because a lot of people were changing their profile pictures black, and people was going off on them. I'm like, well, if you want to, however you want to support, you support. I mean, don't. It's not like is it bothering you because you can't see a person's profile picture no more. I don't know who this is. The name is right there. Just go off the name. It's still there.
What's this all about?
Oh shoot! Everybody want to do their profile pictures black. Shoot, when so and so got killed, y'all didn't do nothing. Well, we didn't know about it. I'm sorry. So send me their picture, and I'll change my profile picture to them for a day or two. You know. And it's not to minimize anything that happened towards anybody's family, but I'm just saying, if however you want to support whatever issue you got going on, just like people support breast cancer and put the pink ribbons or cancer period, they, you know, you support in your way. I don't care if you going to the bar and you taking a shot and you like, hey, this is for whoever. Then that's you. You do you. I'm not gonna hate on, and I didn't, you know, speak out against anybody that did anything like that. You do you, and whatever helps you sleep at night, or whatever helps you, however you do it. Period. That's my 2 cents.
Only if it's not hurting somebody else.
Even if it's hurting, no. I'm just kidding.
No, we ain't.
What do you think about the president coming in? You know, giving his I don't know why, but I really didn't want him to say anything.
He didn't need to say nothing. It was almost like
he was like hug your neighbor, tell him you love him.
Like a principal coming over the intercom. Okay, everybody, I know y'all rowdy right now, but stay in your seats before the bell ring. It's almost the last day of school type shit. Okay. You know, that's how he. But you expect that, but you want more. You know what I mean? I didn't need nothing.
That's why I say. That's why I didn't want him to say anything.
More, less was more for him.
Well, that's what he gave you. He gave me less, and that's all I'm gonna say.
What he gave you didn't like?
I don't even want to comment.
You damn near was trying to.
I was on my
way. Come to the gate and stop.
I shall not pass. I stopped myself.
You done walk 15,000 miles and then come to the gate.
Never mind.
I'll take that trip, man.
But the thing was, what I found out, I was listening today. They had a case on Trayvon. It was like a assault case. So saying if he would have lived from whatever, he would have been charged with how everything went down. He would have been charged from that.
Well, that makes sense in its stupidity.
Yes,
it makes sense because that's the same type of law where somebody break into your house and get hurt and then they can sue you, which doesn't make any sense.
Bitch.
But that's the America we live in. And so
when I heard that, I'm like, are you kidding me?
And a lot of people were bringing up the fact that like Michael Vick and the fact he was fighting dogs and got sent to prison, and somebody killed somebody.
And they were the aggressor.
Yes. And then they got scot-free.
He's scot-free.
And then the lady
he slept in a nice hotel that night.
The lady down in Florida who shot those warning shots in the air.
Yeah.
I guess was somebody like trying to break in or something. Or
I heard about it, but I just heard about it.
She didn't kill nobody, but she got. How you get 20 years for shooting?
Was it a federal building? Because that's the only thing I can think of in 20 years.
No, it wasn't a federal building.
With a daycare?
I don't know if kids was around.
And then it don't make sense.
It don't make sense, period. I mean, that's the whole point. It don't make sense.
Especially when just shooting up in the air,
And, warning shots. It's like, don't you take another step. So you don't have to shoot nobody.
But she's threatening. Oh, so she was threatening folks.
No. That's what I'm saying. That's how the shots were. So, like somebody about to attack you, you shoot up in the air, like, hey, stop.
So she's somewhat defending herself.
Before
I shoot you.
And they were trying to say it was part of the stand your ground law. She was trying to protect herself from whatever.
And they gave her 20 years for that?
That's the story. Allegedly. Well, no. Y'all can look that up.
That's that bug, man.
But, she was also a lady of color, so it's not surprising.
The bug got me.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm over here just I'm going crazy. What's going on? But I think
it was a sad day.
It was so a sad day.
And like I said, I expected it, but there's always that little glimmer of hope that you're holding on to something, and somebody snatched it away. They snatched it away. I was speechless the entire night. That's why it's taking this long for us to make a video about it.
Oh man,
my heart. Now I understand what they say when they say your heart is heavy. My heart is heavy, and it's like it ain't really got nothing to do with me, but it does. It has everything to do with me because it could have been me. I haven't always been. I used to be a thug.
I can believe
it might be hard for some of you guys to believe, but
you got that makeup.
That makeup. I won't say it's in my blood because that make it seem like I was born. No, I just used to practice thuggery, but now I'm grown up. I got an education, and I don't do that anymore.
I practiced.
But just because I decide to put on a do-rag or put on a hoodie, then somebody might, and then especially with this hair, somebody might take me wrong. And now we got a situation. I got to defend myself, and now I'm in trouble for defending myself.
But then people blame you for having dreads. Like they blame him for having a hoodie on. Well, who was that said that?
Oh, that was what's the guy who be going over? He used to have his own talk show, Geraldo. He was like he said his hoodie was he said Trayvon was as much at fault as Zimmerman was for his death. He said something like that. Yeah. Don't quote me, but that was last year around the time when it first happened. He was just speaking some nonsense. And I think he came and apologized. Try to clear it up a little bit. I understood what he was trying to say, but it wasn't the right time.
But when he had that mentality, he got that mentality though, like it was just that much as your fault. So he's saying it like he. I mean, but that ain't that to me. That ain't that suspect to me.
Walking with a hoodie.
A hoodie.
Now, if maybe it was the neighborhood. Maybe they don't walk.
But I think the neighborhood
some neighborhoods got. I know that's what I'm saying. Some neighborhoods got no walking signs where you can't walk in. I almost had you. If I would have kept going, you would have went right along with me. No,
I would have.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
nothing.
That was crazy.
But I don't want to talk about it no more.
I mean, like you in a chair or something, Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
Then grill you.
Now I want my lawyer.
Yeah. I don't too deep.
I don't want to talk about it no more.
Well, I think they doing a civil suit or what they call a wrongful death or something like that. Appeal or a suit. They getting the federal. I think it's like a federal case now because it's I don't know what they called it.
Yeah,
you know,
it's all right.
I kind of brushed over it.
Yeah,
I haven't had my ear to the street on the new
the new case.
We come back with you on the new case because I'm pretty sure you know the Reverend gonna be in it.
Oh, I wanted to mention this. Who, Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson? Is Jesse Jackson still alive?
They don't call Jesse Jackson no matter.
Reverend Jesse Jackson?
No, they call him Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Who are you talking about?
Reverend.
Who is that?
Sure.
Oh, okay. That's all you had to say. You didn't have to take me down there on one way. I'm just asking for directions. Anyway, there was, you know, after the verdict, you know, people were up in arms, and so there were a lot of protests that some were violent and people were trying to riot, but it wasn't like a big uproar, which, you know, you have to be thankful for.
Yeah.
But like an issue happened today down in Arkansas where my family is, and I guess the police, well, the story I read was that the police were trying to pull over this vehicle because they thought it was stolen. I don't know, like maybe it was initially reported stolen or, you know, never been cleared or something like that. They tried to pull him over. It turned into like a little chase. And then the guy got out and started running, ran behind the building. He ended up getting shot by the police. Now, they don't say whether he had a weapon or anything like that, or like what all transpired for them to actually shoot him, but they shot him, he died, and the people down in Arkansas were up in arms. They started trying to do a little riot or whatever, spitting at people, spitting at the police. They had to call more police in to kind of, calm the crowd. But I mean, it just
ride over.
So, like,
I think they going over the. I guess they had enough because of Trayvon. But I think if that was just an incident,
why you say
been an everyday thing? I think.
Why you say they're going to ride over?
Because he ran from the police.
Yeah, when you run, you don't. But the car wasn't stolen.
Why he running though?
He's dead now, so we don't really know.
I mean, but he did. But we do know he.
That's that's the story. I don't know.
I mean, you said a little chase, so
I believe. Don't quote me. Y'all look it up yourselves.
Oh, you using my little. See?
No, I gave you more information than Chagas. You gave us the name of it.
See, I could ask more questions, but you gave mine.
No, I'm just saying what the story was still developing. So I'm just saying what they had so far.
But that's just me, If you ain't got nothing to worry about, I didn't say you could deserve to get shot, but I mean, if you all clear, pull over.
I don't know. It seemed like the right thing to do.
I'm just going off what you gave me,
right. And I understand. And I'm commenting to that.
Now, if something changes or if something was different about it, then I can see up in arms about him getting shot and killed. But I mean, for right now,
just pull over.
Pull over.
Sometimes every now and then you pull over, you still lose your life.
And that's the wrong shit. That's the wrong shit.
That's how it is. This is America.
It is. But I guess we'll be back with you. Another episode on some happy news, like Kanye naming his kid North or something.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
But until then,
just shut that topic down.
Yeah. Until then,
name South now.
Peace.
Adios.